All right, and welcome to the Chapter 4 review, Part 1. Yeah, it's the one that I mislabeled as Chapter 3 review, Part 1. But hey, we all make mistakes and learn, and that's me, Mr. Hain. All right, let's take a look at the first problem. So, we're looking at a very complicated problem here with Miguel and Molly, who are cyclists. So, the first thing to see is that the graph actually shows Miguel's distance and the rate that he's bicycling, or the speed at which he's going. And the second piece of information is important is right here in the problem, it shows how fast Molly is biking. Now, since it tells us that Molly biked at a rate of 0.15 miles per minute, that just gives us a simple formula. Molly right here is y is equal to 0.15 times x. But what the heck about Miguel? All right, so this is where it gets a little bit complicated. We have to do some heavy lifting. So I'm going to use the slope triangle, and I'm going to see these two are overlapping perfectly, so I make my little slope triangle. And I'm going to pop that triangle out down here. Okay, cool. I know it's 3 boxes wide and 1 box tall. Whee! That's 1/3. But wait, there's more. See, if you take a look at it, really, the box, it might be 1 box tall, but going back to the y-axis, we see that it's actually a difference of 9 and 6, which is 3 miles. And then at the bottom, we have from 15 to 30, which is 15 minutes. So it's not 1/3, but it's actually 3/15. Oh, kaboom, boom. There we go. See, because now that leads us to know that, of course, it is just 1/5, because I can divide both of these by 3. And 1 divided by 5 is 0.2, which means Miguel's equation is y is equal to 0.2x. All right, now we're ready to compare. All right, let's compare the two of them. If you look at A, it says that Molly's speed was the same as Miguel's speed. Yeah, 0.15 not the same as 0.2. So, no. Is Molly's speed greater than Miguel's? Is 0.15 greater than 0.2? Again, a no. So it looks like C is right, but let's just check D. Miguel traveled 5 miles per minute. Okay, see, I can see how people got that, see, because it's 1/5, and they could flip it, and then they could get 5. But we know that that's wrong, and the right answer, of course, is C. Boom. Miguel traveled 0.2 miles per minute. All right, now for that snap accidental preview of number 2. What is the f of 3 if the f of x is equal to negative 4x plus 1? All right. Really, I'm just plugging in the 3 to both of the x's to find the f of 3. And if I rewrite it, then here you go. F of 3 is equal to negative 4 times 3 plus 1. All right, kaboom. We know that negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 1 is 11. So the f of 3 is equal to negative 11. The f of 3 is equal to this sum, which is negative 11. Sorry, guys, if you're watching the video, you have to listen to the audio to get that one. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Which table represents a non-linear function? All right, cool. So that means we got to check to see if the rate of change is constant or not. So looking at A, I see the ones on the bottom are actually changing by +2. 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus, etc. And the ones on the top, I'm just adding by 1. So this is the same thing. +1's on the top, +2's on the bottom. We know this. Let's take a look at C. This is linear, so it cannot be non-linear, which we're looking for. So if I look at C, the bottom, oh no, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 4 is 7. Plus 2 and plus 4 are not the same. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, C is the correct answer. It is definitely non-linear. Kaboom. All right. Let's keep on moving. Let's take a look at number 4. Which function is graphed to the right? Okay, so I'm going to look at the y-intercept highlighted here in the red circle. So that y-intercept is definitely 2 on the x-axis. And, whoa, all of my answers have a +2. I need something more. So let's get rid of those guys. I'm going to make the slope triangle again. And I'm going to make sure that I'm overlapping where the graph or the black line goes directly over 2 points on my graph. Sweet. That gives me a slope triangle. And that slope triangle is 1 high and 2 across. That's 1 rising and 2 running, so 1 over 2. And that line points up, so it must be positive. And the only one that has a positive 1 over 2 is F. So definitely not your grade, but what you want as your answer for number 4. It is the F, the F. Let's keep on going to number 5. Which function matches the function table on the right? Okay, so like you do, I know what you want to do. You want to do the table thing. You want to like see if they're changing. But no, don't do that. All I want to do is plug in A. So where did I get this negative 2? I got that negative 2 from the first value for x. That equals negative 1. That number's not negative 1, so it can't be A. Let's do the same thing for B. So checking B, I plug in the negative 2 and I get negative 4. Hey guys, negative 4, not 0. Can't be B. Let's check C. I plug in that negative 2 into C's f of x, and I get negative 9. Ladies, that's not a negative 9. So I got to check D. So if I check out answer choice D, and I plug in the negative 2, whoa, it's 0. So I'm going to check another one. I'm going to plug in the 5, and yo, it's 7. Kaboom! We know the answer is D. All right. Let's check out number 6. Write any linear equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Guys, just put any number in for m and any number in for b. Like y equals 2x plus 5, y equals 3/8 x minus 12, y is equal to 0.314 minus 18. Anything at all. Sweet. Done with 6. Let's take a look at 7. All right. So for 7, A and B both deal with slope, how fast it grew per week. So we're going to draw that slope triangle again. Kaboom, boom. I'm going to take a look at that. That gives me 2 over 4. 2 over 4, that reduces to 1 over 2. And I know that 1 over 2 looks like answer choice B. So I know it can't be A. I'm going to check C and D. If I draw a line from the end and say that the initial this is a straight line, it's linear. So if I draw a straight line, it would have to curve to get to 2. Can't be C. If I drew that straight line and then I made it go to 4, yeah, that line would no longer be straight and it would have to go to D. No longer D. The correct answer choice, the B. Kaboom. Let's keep on moving forward. All right, B. All right, so 8 looks a lot like a previous problem. I'm finding the f of 3 if the f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Plug that value in, 3 into both of those. I multiply 2 times 3, I get 6. 6 plus 1. We know 6 plus 1 is 7. F of 3 is equal to 7. All right. Sorry, guys, had to take a drink there. Of grape juice. Okay, what is the domain of the relation? So I have all of these different coordinate points, and I know that domain is all of the... If you said x value, you're correct. I'm just going to put them in order, all the x values, from least to greatest, negative 2, 0, 1, 3. Kaboom, boom, a dunzo. Let's take a look at 10. So given that the graph is the equation linear or nonlinear? Linear means straight line. So if I look at that, it's not a straight line. I'll just keep on going. Number 11. So it says student tickets cost $6.50 each and adult tickets cost $9.50 each. Write an equation that can be used to find the total cost of any number of student tickets. So, all right, it says student tickets. So all I need is $6.50 each. You know what that sounds like? A rate of change or slope, because they're the same thing. Skadoosh. It is y is equal to 6.5x. If you got y is equal to 6.50x, yeah, that's fine too. All right. Let's take a look at the last problem. Number 12. The graph shows the amount of food Dan's turkeys eat each week. Whoa. They eat a lot of food. So if I'm writing an equation for the graph, and I'm given a whole bunch of points, and I notice that these points form a strizate line, I am going to make a table. So I just put in the first 3 points, 175, 2, 150, and 3, 225, into my table right here. And I know if I need an equation, I'm going to have to find the slope, or m. So I see how much they change. And of course, it's the y's over the x's that change. So my m, 75. I'm going to have to go backwards to find my b. So I go backwards. So I subtract because I'm doing addition. So I do the opposite. Addition. So I do the opposite. All right. Well, 1 minus 1 is 0. And 75 minus 75, you guessed it, it's 0. So that means that my b is equal to 0. And my equation, y is equal to 75x. That's it. Skadoosh. Now, part B for number 12 says how many pounds of food are eaten after 17 weeks? Well, guys, 17 weeks. I just plugged that into X, and I got Y is equal to 75 times 17. A calculator time! Yeah, 1,275 pounds. That's a heck of a lot of food for 17 weeks of feeding all of those turkeys. All right, guys, seriously, you can do it! Rewatch this video to review the problems, and remember that practice makes perfect, and keep moving forward. Be awesome.